Alright, this is Informative Speech, Session 3. Here's my audience. You want to wave?
Wave.
Alright. I'll be turning the camera over. This week's session is an informative speech. I'll be presenting on the history of English Bulldogs. The picture here is of my English Bulldog. Her name is Athena. She is 3.5 years old. And I'll be giving you a little bit more information about them. Pretty much everything that I'll be talking about here you can find on bulldogbreeds.com. So most of the information is that's where I pulled it from. English Bulldogs make great companions. They'll bring a smile to your face just about every day you see them. And yeah, they're great animals. Pretty much ever since I was little, I've always wanted one, and we saw her on the internet as a pup. And pretty much when we saw her there, we kind of fell in love with her, and from then on, we had to go look at her, and that was pretty much the end of it. Heritage of the English Bulldogs. Bulldogs essentially got their names from 1568. They were used in obviously a blood sport. It was called bull baiting. Bull baiting was essentially they put the bulldog. But they put the bulldog out in the field, and they let a bull come up to them, and then the bulldog would latch on and essentially squeeze its neck until the animal essentially died. And it was just a blood sport, and eventually it kind of got banned. They have a odd-shaped skull where the bottom portion of the jaw is longer than the front. This design was essentially a special for the bulldog to clamp onto the bull's nose, and once it clamped on, the animal couldn't get away. Even if the bull shook it, it would not snap its neck or vertebra or anything. So it pretty much suffocated the animal until the animal passed out, or essentially died in this case. The wrinkles of the bulldog are very important in the blood sport. When the animal began to bleed, the blood would run down the wrinkles and down across the body, but it would never go into the eyes. So it was almost basically a weapon for them. The bulldog is essentially a descendant of the mastiff, and they were bred for ferocity and everything, and then they kind of took that gene, and that's where they got the bull baiting, and that's how they ended up killing the bulls. Bull baiting finally was banned in England as of 1835. Once it was banned, the bulldog got deported or exported to Germany and the Americas, and then that's how they formed the boxer that we know today. So the boxer is a straight descendant of the bulldog. And once again, all that information is on bulldogbreeds.com. As of 2008, that's where all the information comes from. There are some cons of having a bulldog. Your nose will be tested, definitely. They are very gassy, so be prepared to deal with the gas because they can definitely sneak you out of house and home. The second thing is you're going to need a good set of earplugs because these guys will snore, and they can snore louder than any human that's out there. So be prepared for that. They're known for having a condition called cherry eye, which is a disease of the eye where it can actually kind of pop out of the socket. Other dogs do have it, but they're prone to having it as well. They do have some health conditions, and heat is one of the big factors, so you kind of need to have them in a climate where they're in about 70 degrees, nothing more than 75, because they can pass out from that and be kind of detrimental to their health. Small children, they're not always the best around. They kind of forget how big they truly are and can kind of bump the child around, so not always the best thing. As long as you keep them in close proximity, they're pretty good. Lifespan of the bulldog is about 7 to 9 years old. They do not have a long life. They can actually live a lot less than that. Just depends on the bloodline. Carry on. Obviously, we're going to have pros of the English Bulldog. They are a great guard dog, good loyal dog, the family. They do well with children. They're very tolerant of them. You can kind of pull on them in every direction and they won't snap back at you. One of the, obviously a good pro is they don't need a lot of exercise. So if you're looking for a lazy dog, it's a great dog because short trip around the block and they're pretty much good to go. The aggressive temperament has been bred out of them ever since the bull baiting, so you don't have to worry about any aggressiveness. They're one of the most loyal, friendliest dogs around. Finally, we'll come to miscellaneous facts. As of 1976, the English Bulldog was finally inducted into the AKC. That's per Bobby Callahan. As of 2012, barked and paws. 1976 was when they were finally inducted into the AKC, and from then on, they're now part of the non-sporting group. The original purpose from the very beginning was to help butchers out for unruly oxen, to keep them in check. And if they got out of line, they would pretty much keep them in their place. They're also a mascot for some colleges. Obviously, the most famous one is the Georgia Bulldogs with UGA. And also, they have a face that only a mother can love. So, pretty much if you don't like the face, then you're not going to really do too well with them. Is the English Bulldog the right dog for you? As of right now, it is a popular breed, ranked 6th as of 2012. They're a fantastic pet, but one thing is before you do get them, you do need to do some research. You kind of need a vet bill or a vet fund in place because they are going to rack some money up at the vet just on maintenance. So this is probably one of the most frequent flyers that they'll have at the vet. So you have to have that knowledge going into it. And also, if you're just looking for a lazy couch potato dog or a good football day dog, look no further than the English Bulldog. Finally, this last pick right here is our little girl when we saw her online. And once we saw that, we pretty much were hooked, and that was the end of it. And essentially that wraps up the heritage and history of the English Bulldog. Does anyone here have any questions? Nope? No. Furthermore, there's the references that you can basically look up into, any of the facts about the English Bulldog. And before we go, come here, Tina. Athena, this is her as of now, and she is one big girl. Say hello? Say hello? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the informative speech as of session 3, and I look forward to hearing more of you guys. Goodbye.